All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. All right, okay, so you guys won't be able to see anything the whole way home anyway, but doesn't matter. So tonight did not go as planned, but boy, what a night! What a crazy night tonight was. I don't think I've had this much fun. Oh, it was just completely utterly awesome. I love it when it's utterly awesome. You know, just try not to back over anybody here. Yeah, hang on, I just got to get myself so I don't want to be smacking anybody's car. I'm parked beside a yours. Gotta watch out the yours. Little yours. Turn. Don't hit that car. Nice thing about this car is it does have a short wheelbase, but I still don't want to hit anybody else's car. Now can I get in there? Don't hit the ears. Just tight enough in here that you can. I should be okay, but there we go. All right. Rock and roll. Great, eh? That's a heavy metal horn. Take care, guys. I love this thing. Okay, I will get into it in a second. I'm just going to pull it in front of this guy here. Hopefully he doesn't hit me. And, all right. So, everybody's off the patio except for one guy. And, yeah, what a fantastic night. I'm almost speechless. Well, I am speechless. Okay, it's going to get a little bumpy. Sorry for the bumpy jibber jabber. It's just they got all the roads ripped up here. Okay, so nothing went according to plan. Tonight went from an open mic to a jam night for me really quickly. So I played 2 out of the 3 songs I wanted to play, and if you get to see the video, I created mayhem tonight. I feel good about myself for doing this. So I got up, I started playing, what you call it, the Bruce Springsteen song, the I'm on Fire song. But this guy was like, you want drums on that? I was like, sure. So I did a couple extra bars. He jumped in on it. It was just, okay, well, I got a drummer now. Okay, fine. I think the guy's name was Mike. I never met this man before, so he just jumps on the drums. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how far I can get with him, you know. And it sounded good. It was nice to have a drum. It's nice to have drums there, you know. But tonight was just a crazy night. I got there around 8:30. The list was full by about 8:30. Like, I swear to God, I went on spot number 4. One person, they were nowhere to be seen, and because of that, they basically, in a nutshell, it was just one after another. So Claire was the host tonight, and she usually gets them all riled up pretty good, which is awesome. And manhole covers. Sorry, hang on. It's like going through a minefield here with all these. I've never seen a little town with so. I don't even think I've seen this many manhole covers in the city. I know I mentioned it before, but it's craziness. But anyway, so I get up there. I'm in position number 4, but the number 2 guy was nowhere to be seen, so I ended up being the number 3 guy, which worked out because there had to be at least 80 people in the bar tonight. Fantastic. Now, here's what always happens with me. Okay. We've got a drunkard on a bicycle here. Hang on. Just want to make sure I don't run this poor guy over. Is that the guy who I think it is? Probably is. Hang on, I just got to make sure. Oh, this guy's like beyond all over the road. Don't want to hit anybody. Oh man, that guy's really over the road. Wow. Oh my God, like keep it on some line. Like, I mean, this guy's all over the road. I can pass him now, so no problem. Just, you never know, somebody end up on your hood, right? Like 1:30 in the morning. So anyway, getting on. So I get bumped up one. I don't care. Like, I mean, whatever. You know, it's like. But I think spot number 4 is going to be a good spot to go in, where it's not too late, it's not too early. You know what I mean? But tonight, it didn't matter. There was a packed bar till 12 o'clock tonight. Now, mind you, as soon as I saw the drum kit on the stage, I was a happy camper because I knew it was going to get really, 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 really riled up tonight. And strangely enough, the bartender, Riley, it was her 26th birthday tonight, so happy birthday to Riley. And yeah, there was we had everything tonight. I don't even know where to start. Like, we had 2 flamenco guitar players, doing like Valvini and stuff like that. We had, your typical folk music. We had rock, and then there was, of course, me making all my noise. But the party didn't really get started until I got up there. That's when the noise got really noisy. I got the crowd going pretty good. That was pretty fun. So I get up there and I do I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. I don't know if I'm ever going to play that song live again. The lyrics to that song, like I say, it's a great song, but there is the starting line of that song is a little bit. One guy was saying it was a good song, but it's just a little bit creepy. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? But I was like, no, it's about a guy who's having an affair. But then it makes you think, it's like, geez, I hope I didn't come off too. I hope people weren't thinking of it that way, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows that song. So it's like when a guy calls his girlfriend baby doll. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like that. So, but anyway, but it sounded good with the drums behind there. I couldn't quite do the picking because the guy wasn't quite on to it. But he had the 4/4 down, but he didn't have that. I guess you would say it's a samba kind of sound. It was just more like, So I had to change it up, but it worked out. It didn't matter. It sounded good. And then I was going to do the Bon Jovi song, and I'm like, well, this guy, he probably never heard that song before. And I thought, okay, well, we'll just do a straight 4/4. And I did a Neon Tree song, which I was planning to play later on. It was very unrehearsed tonight for me, like on that. So it was rough, but I think it went over okay. So everybody seemed to enjoy it. I was a lot of hooting and hollering. I got everybody really hooting and hollering, And then the song I wanted to play all night, with the drums, I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'll probably do it again at some point. But I heard somebody yell in the background, play Aha! Like the song I played a couple of weeks ago, the Take On Me song. So that's kind of cool, whatever. But when I started doing the TURISAS song, now here's what tonight was like, okay? So I'm sitting there, okay, at a table, and some guys like, I'm hogging all the chairs. I'm like, by all means sit down. Don't mind me. I'm just hogging the table and the chairs with the guitar and myself. Please sit down. I'm not waiting on anybody or anything like that. So he sits down. 2 ladies sit down. And they asked me, are you going to play tonight? I said, yes. I said, I'm going to be doing, a Bruce Springsteen song, maybe a Bon Jovi song, and a song from a band from Finland. Well, wouldn't you know it, the 2 girls, one lady was from freaking Finland. And I said, oh, did you ever hear of the band TURISAS? She goes, I've never listened to them because I'm not into heavy metal, but my friend, that's all everybody in Finland listens to. They live for this band, TURISAS. But they're a really good band, right? And then the other girl goes, she didn't see it, but she goes, yeah, no, my boyfriend just came back from Finland. She goes, do you speak Finnish? I was like, no, I'm just doing a cover of a band from there. So what are the odds of that? Then there's these kids, they were called the Shelbys, was the name of it. The grandmother is there, the mom was there, and the sister was there. Very cute sister, I gotta say, to one of them. And what ended up happening was the guitar player had a 2008 SG61 reissue. I have a 2007, so I was talking to those young lads. They got up, they did really, really well. I didn't film anybody else tonight. I'm kind of done filming other people. Just because, I filmed Claire because she was the host tonight. And she rocks the place all the time. She really gets the crowd going. I like it when you get somebody really riled up like that to get the crowd going. It just starts the night off on a good high note, right? And yeah, it was just like that right the whole way through. And then, there was a couple of full bands in there. There was 2 guys, I think they were from Toronto and somewhere else. And these guys, they were the flamenco guitar, they were pounding out some really nice, like they did. I think it's Spanish Caravan. Or sorry, not Spanish Caravan. Malagueña. They did the Malagueña. Like I do a shitty version of the Malagueña, but they actually did the Malagueña, and and two nylon string guitars picking this out, or doing finger picking on this. Epically fantastic. That I'm sorry guys, I should have actually filmed that because that was really good. And it was good. It was really good. It was just a crazy, crazy night. I'm sitting there, and there was this African guy sitting there, and he's like, "Wow, what kind of music is this?" I'm like, "Well, this is like your typical folk music, like Bob Dylan stuff." The one guy, and the guy was playing the harmonica and singing with the guitar at the same time, and he had never heard a harmonica live before. He goes, "I've never heard that live before." It was just blowing him away. He was having such a good night. And then another guy got up and he played country. Some guy from Alberta was playing country, and he was like, "Wow, what kind of country is this?" This is like new country. He goes, "Oh wow!" And then the rock guys got up there, and then the heavy metal guys got up there. He missed me with my heavy metal Viking drinking song, the most dangerous drinking song in the world. But the crowd was really into it. The drummer couldn't really follow. He goes, "I was trying to follow that move." I said, "It's going to get pretty crazy." I didn't expect him to be able to follow it, but I figured if he just bashes on the drums a little bit, it'll do the job, right? Raise a toast to a generous host. So it threw me off a little bit. I'm going to do that song again. There's no doubt about that. That one's definitely got a check mark on it. But it's funny. It was funny, like, people were just tearing a gut. Like, I could hear them. Usually I can't hear past the monitors, but when I was doing, like, my beer's all gone, I spilled my horn, my wedge left me, so I don't know why. And I'm, like, doing the fake crying and everything. Everybody's just, like, they're laughing, they're having a great time. And the lie part, I don't know how many people were singing along with it, but everybody was like, that was really interesting, that was really fun, and it's like, I definitely live the place up, you know what I mean? Like, it's so fun. But you don't know, but tonight was the right night to do it. That said, the ladies out tonight, oh my God, I fell in love like about 80 times tonight, I swear to God. Such pretty things, There's one girl, this brunette, I've seen her in there a few times. I'm going to have to talk to her. I just can't seem to get the ships to line up, passing in, two ships passing in the night tape thing, eh? But oh my God, it's just a stunner, that one. But anyway, enough about the girls. But there was a lot of people out tonight, a lot of smiles, a lot of happy people. It was just an epic night. It was just so enjoyable. My face is sore from smiling so much. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it was... But I can't really say much about my performance tonight because it was really, really kind of thrown off by the fact that somebody came up and jammed. But I like that too, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was what it was. It was fun. So I kind of had to wing it a bit. It would have been no way for me to have done the Bon Jovi song, I don't think, with the drummer. I just, like, again, I've never met the guy before in my life. I didn't know if he was going to stay for one song or three. So it's like, okay, well, I had to think on the spot, what do I throw out? That's 4/4 time, easy to catch. And the Neon Trees song came out. So that's fine. That's good. I had a great time no matter what. Like, it's just so good, I think I played the first song really well. It didn't go the normal way you go because, waiting for a guy to come up on the stage and jump on the drums and kind of catch on to the rhythm, which he did very well. The guy did very, very well. And but the song I wanted to do tonight so much was I forgot maybe 2 lines, but I think it was just because I was trying to concentrate on getting the guy to get. But the thing is, the song goes so fast and it changes up so many times that as soon as you change, the guy's lost, right? So I was like, okay, well, there's not much I can do about that, but Viking drinking song, TURISAS, from Finland. There you go. It was good. Now, the next TURISAS song I want to do is from Holmgrad and Beyond. That was going to take me a little while, maybe a couple of weeks. to get lined in there. But I was talking to some really nice people tonight. Like, I mean, it was just such a social. Talking to some little hippie chick tonight there. She was a sweet little girl. Well, lady, you know, like the girl, like we're talking full-grown woman here, you know, probably in her mid-30s. You know, there you go. Hey, little girl, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like, no, it's like just, you know. But everybody was, it was warm tonight, though. The guitar stayed in tune, to my knowledge. The TURISAS song, it doesn't really matter because you're just smashing, bashing anyway. But I gotta tell you guys, that guitar really comes through for me. Like, it tolerates so much. And, wow, dude, brights. And it's just, I mean, this is the latest I've ever stayed out on this. It's like I say, it's like almost 1:30 in the morning. Like, the bar was going to stay open the full night. But it's just like, I don't know if it was a pay week or just summer's taking hold. But like, there had to be, mind you, Claire can draw a crowd too. That's one great thing about her. She'll draw a really good crowd. It was just so, you know, I was talking to Isabel for a little bit. She couldn't go up. Like, it was just, the list was full. You know, all the ladies look so nice in their dresses and everything like that. There was one guy mosh pitting it out. That was really cool. I was just like, oh yeah, there's a mosh pit tonight. That's great. Yeah, but that little brunette had my attention. I got to say that. Oh, I've seen her in there a few times. I'm going to have to talk to her. She's too young for me probably, but oh my God, when they're that pretty, you know what I mean? But it's just, that's the kind of night it was, you know? Yeah, it's like, everyone's like, oh my God, that song was crazy that you just did. But it's like, when I break down crying in the song, like, it's like, I was like, I wonder if people are going to think I'm actually taking a breakdown and crying, or if they're going to catch on to the joke, you know what I mean? And they caught on to it right away. They were like, oh, this is great. You know, it's like, oh, this guy's like, you know, and then of course once you start singing, they know you're trolling them or whatever. But when I did the la 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 part, like the la 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 la, it's like I was like, whoa, what the hell's going on? This is like crazy, you know. Oh, what a great song! In the Courtyard of Yaisley. Even if you're not into heavy metal, just it's the one they do from about 2007 on the outdoor concert. It is so good. Now, obviously, I can't play it like that because I don't have a fiddle player or an accordion player, right? So I kind of do my own rendition of it. It's more to get the lyrics. I chopped up the lyrics a little bit again, but again, it had to do with, again, it was very like, I was rehearsed, but I'm playing with somebody I've never jammed with before. Like, this guy was like, whoa, what's going on with the drums? He was just going for it. It's like, okay, that's great. You know, it's like, oh, well, you know, it's at that point, just go for it. You know, you're like, you got nothing to lose at that point. Yeah, it's like, because everyone's like, and I can hear people talking, oh, the Viking song? You hear the Viking drinking song? That's crazy. You know? And it's like, I was even standing beside people, like, when you walk off stage, you become invisible again, eh? When you're on stage, everybody notices you, but when you walk off stage, you're invisible again. But everyone's like, oh, did you hear the Viking? Some lady's like, did you hear the Viking song? Oh my God, that was crazy. It was like, nuts. Yeah, did you see that? It was like, and then one lady was like, oh wow, what a performance. That was nuts, you know, it's just, you know, but it's so high energy. It just so belts you in the face. TURISAS songs come over well. La 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 la. Come on, let's go. I have fun being me. I really do. You know, and that makes it even more funner. It's like, I should play the song. I told myself I wouldn't, but I don't listen to myself. So it's like, if you're gonna dance like a bunch of berserkers, please keep the tables and yourselves upright. And it's time to throw these warts to medieval court. It's time to raise your beers. It's time to go dancing. It's time to get the party started. This is the court of Yaisley. Raise a toast to a generous host. Oh my God. That song, there's a check mark beside that song. That one's staying in the roster. Yeah, hats off to the two bartenders tonight, man. They really hustled, especially Riley for her birthday. To have to work out her birthday, and to have her brother singing "Happy Birthday" to her on the stage. Dave, he's really good. He takes it up a notch. He's like into like Nirvana, stuff like that, Radiohead, whatever. So he livens up the place pretty good. You had some screeching guitars tonight. Yeah, like the young lads, they went on a little long. They don't get me wrong, they were really good, but they played like 5 songs when like there was some people weren't able to play tonight because of that. So it's like, but what do you do, right? What do you do? And that's the problem. Everybody starts cheering you on, and play another. Sometimes they'll just go into the next song, right? But yeah, no, they were really good. Everybody was really good tonight. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Like, I don't think there was anybody tonight that didn't sound good. You know what I mean? The guy before me, he was Mr. Mellow. There was no doubt about that. He was good, very good, but very quiet, very, low key, whatever. Then I get on, I'm like yelling and screaming, and there's drums, and there's all these crazy things going on. Oh no, now I got hiccups. The other guy I was talking to, his name was Douglas. He had hiccups just before he left. Now I got hiccups. Why do I got hiccups? I don't get hiccups. I was singing Viking metal songs, drinking songs. I don't get hiccups because of that. Oh my God, I got hiccups. Must be something in the water. But great night. So much fun. It was a really hot day today at work. Then I was like, oh, maybe I'll go out next week. I am so glad I came out this week. Sorry for the hiccups, guys. But maybe I'm just like too hyper. But yeah, just starting to get a few. People are starting to get to know me too, like some of the locals and whatever. And it's nice to talk to people and stuff like that. But I really do have to. As much as I love the place, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore this place. It's just so fun. I do have to get a full gig. That's number one. And I do have to hopefully start playing some new places too. Because the problem you get is, and this is what I seen tonight too, like the locals usually always play the same repertoire of songs. I usually never play the same two songs twice, right? I was talking to that guy, I can't believe I forgot his name, how rude of me. Plays the fiddle there. I was talking to him like last week when he played, his battery was dying in his fiddle. He has a 5-string fiddle. He was like, yeah, it sounded like crap. I was like, my preamp was dying on me. I was like, oh, yeah. I said it sounded good. It just sounded a little thin because the battery was dying. He didn't have any volume. But the guy's a great player. And I was telling him that, yeah, pretty soon I'm going to be playing. I'm learning how to play and sing the violin at the same time. And of course, I will be doing another TURISAS song when I do that. And I really want to pull out, if I can pull it off, Evoluti's King, while playing the violin and sing. I think it would be epic. Now, that violin part at the very end of it, I don't know if I can pull that off exactly the way. I've been trying to learn it by ear. I can't find any sheet music for it or scores, as they say in the violin world. But I think the mandolin's going to come out next. But what songs? I don't know what songs. Tonight would have been a good mandolin mandolin night for sure. But I really wanted to play in the courtyard of Leaf, and I did, and it was fun. It was crazy, the madness of it, and it got everybody riled up and going, including all the cute girls tonight. Guys, you don't understand. My heart's left back there. I swear to God. I'm gonna have to introduce myself. Like, I just couldn't get around. Like, she was always on the wrong side of the room. I couldn't get close enough to her. But next week for sure. However, I was standing in the best spot in the room, right under the ceiling fan. It was awesome. Middle of the room. I didn't care if people had to go around me. Why? Because that was nice and cool. Because it was freaking blistering hot. I gotta tell you. They had the side door open. Like, once the sun goes down, it's not so bad. But I gotta tell you, that was a warm one tonight, and I'm wearing pants and socks, and I was like debating whether to wear shorts tonight. And the unspoken rule is you never wear shorts live, right? or Socks and Sandals live, which both I have done, and wear a wife beater at the same time. If you know, sleeveless shirts. Yeah, I've done that all in one night, several times. No shame. Why? Because real rebels wear socks and sandals. You know what I'm saying? And that would make the drinking song even that much better. But you know what I'm thinking? Because I tried Irish drinking songs in there before, and they didn't really go that well. But I think a lot of it is you have to put the theatrics to it. Oh, excuse me, to get everybody riled up. So I'm thinking the next time I bring out the guitar, what I might do is Home for a Rest. I want to do that one. I haven't played it in a while, but I love the high octane stuff. I love getting people going because, you know, if you had the whole night to yourself, you would have these people just mosh pitting in front of you. The one guy, man, he was like going to town with them. I thought he was going to headbutt somebody and kill them. It was awesome. Yeah, he didn't pass out either. Like, that's the crazy part. I thought he was going to pass out. I'm like, you mosh, buddy. You mosh. That was awesome. Good night. Just a good night. I don't even care how well I did or didn't do. It was so fun. You know, listen, all this different varieties of musicians and everything like that. Sometimes it just really, you know, like, it really soothes the soul. I love music, you know what I mean? Like I say, how do you go in one night from like Bob Dylan stuff to East Coast music to, you know, clean rock and roll to metal to Viking drinking songs to blues to classical music? Like, it's brilliant. That's the only words you could say is it's brilliant. And I gotta say, tonight, wow. I wish the night would have went on a little bit longer and more people could have gotten up. There was some lady, she came from a pretty far distance, but she wasn't able to get up on stage. I don't know what she was going to play. It looked like she had a trumpet. So I don't know what she was going to do. Probably going to go do some jazz. I think that's the only genre. We heard jazz tonight, sort of, kind of. It was everything tonight. It was just craziness, madness, complete utter madness. I like the madness. It's great. Especially when people get really into when you start, you know, yelling at the audience and everything like that, getting them laughing. And you know that for that moment, those moments, people are just really having the time of their life. They're just really enjoying things. They're just, you know, they don't have a care in the world. And I think that's what I get more out of it, is watching the audience react when I'm able to watch the audience. Sometimes I can't. You know, because you got to concentrate on the guitar or whatever. Or the guitar and hopefully a drummer. But it was cool to have the drummer up there for at least the first two songs. The third song, like I say, it was just more smash and bash, making noise. Because, you know, like, I was just too all over the place for the guy to really know what was going on. But it doesn't matter. It's still added, like, it was still good. You know, it's like, okay, why not? You know, and then, you know, like, I'm like, everybody give this white guy a big hand, you know, like, I mean, we never met each other before. And I do like those nights. Usually, like, my song choice, I knew the last song would throw him off, but it's kind of like, I wasn't going to give up on that song tonight. It was just, you know, it's like, no, not with 80 people in the bar. There's going to be noise when there's 80 people in the bar. I'm not letting that one go. So that's why I carried it through. But I still think it went over well anyway. He had fun. Yeah, he had a lot of fun. It was just good. Motorhead's going to have to come out at some point, I think. There was a discussion about Motorhead tonight. And I was kind of shocked. There was like, the people that knew it were a little bit old. Like, you know, they were boomers. I was like, okay, you know, Motorhead? Okay, good. I'm like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Motorhead, you know. I did the Airheads thing. There was some lady, she goes, Motorhead, I go, trick question for you. And no offense to any of my religious crowd, but I said, if God and Lemmy got into a fight, who would win? Trick question, Lemmy is God. You know, Steve Buscemi from the movie Airheads. Yeah, it's like, yeah. And I just, that's funny. Yeah. It was just such a good night. It was just so good. Yeah, just what do you say? Like, I mean, I wish I could share it with the world, you know what I mean? Like, there's not enough places in the world like this. And there's such a demand for this kind of entertainment. Just, it's the people. The people make the place. Always keep that in mind. It's just such a positive. Even the depressing songs are good. You know what I mean? I don't really sing too many depressing songs. I tend to like the people to be a little more happy-go-lucky or whatever. But everything's just so good. It's just so good. But, yeah, summertime. You just got to beat summertime. But I got to get a gig, guys. I really do. Next week, here's what I got lined up for next week, if I can pull it off. Number 1, Cowboys from Hell, Pantera on the mandolin. Number 2 song, it might be Dragon's Resort or Do Virgins Taste Better. That's always a funny one. If I can remember all the lyrics, there's like 3 major verses to it. 4 verses. And sometimes you forget these verses. And then the last song is, I did Songbird from Oasis. And it comes out really nice on the mandolin. It really does. The other thing is I could do Bad Moon Rising and then do the just go nuts on the mandolin with that one. Those kids played Hotel California tonight. It was really good how they did it. They weren't able to nail that last guitar solo, part of the guitar solo. They weren't able to pull that off, but they did good. They did really good. They sounded good. They were tight. All notes accounted for. You couldn't knock it. You know what I mean? I will have to play out my ukulele one night. The singing and the violin at the same time. That one's going to be tricky. But it doesn't matter what night. The mandolin can come out any night. That's a given. Why? Because the mandolin, it just sparkles. It just takes the show. Yeah. It's just there is no bad mandolin songs. You know what I mean? Like, they're all good. Anything you do on the mandolin is always something interesting for people because they're not used to hearing the mandolin all the time. I don't know what else I could say. Like, the guitar, if I cycle it up, what I'd like to do is 3 songs on the guitar, 3 songs on the mandolin, 3 songs on the violin, and then cycle it up. But I also, like tonight, one of the things was to play all but the TURISAS song, to play songs that were well rehearsed, and they were. But again, the show took a different direction, a good direction, but a different direction. So it's like, I don't know if I got to sing along on the Bruce Springsteen song. I might have, but yeah, it was such a good night. I don't know if I'm going to play that song again, though. I'm the guy saying, yeah, the lyrics to that are kind of creepy. And I never thought of it that way. But I guess, in hindsight, yeah, okay, it could be if you didn't know what the song was about. Okay. Yeah, okay. But I'm pretty sure most people knew who Bruce Springsteen was, so he knew who he was, just, yeah. But, yeah. I don't know what next week, it's like, I've got, like, whatever that was, pretty splattered on the highway. Better watch my speed. Whatever song it is you play, it doesn't really matter as long as you play it well. But I really like songs that I can kind of get people hooting and holler on. And I do like songs that you talk to the audience just a little bit and do a little bit of a lead up into it. I find those are always the best because, get them to sing along, play along, whatever it's going to be. It doesn't really matter. It's always fun. And I don't know how the 2 ballads would have went. If I was on the stage by myself, yeah, it would have been probably a flawless night, playing wise. But I thought everything went well considering, my timing was a little off, I got to admit to. And again, I don't know how many drinks the other guy had, but he played well. I can't wait to hear it. It's going to be cool. But the last song I think was just more for the comic relief of it, more than anything. But I will do that song again by myself, and whoa, fog and dude, brights, dude. My God, some people. But anyway, the TURISAS song is there. That's 3 TURISAS songs that are there to stay. The problem is if I start playing my own show, like a full 3-hour set list, I can't do, a TURISAS song in every set list. So I'll have to cycle them up. The Rasputin song would have been a good song to pull out tonight. That would have been a really good song for that tonight. But you know what I mean? Like, you just don't know who the crowd's going to be. But I love it when there's 80 people in the bar. It's just so it's just so good. The more people, the happier I am. And yeah, it's just so good. So good. So enjoyable. So enjoyable. I didn't want to stay out this late tonight, but I couldn't. You just can't leave. You can't leave, It's just so good. Whoa! Go, little fox. Watch out, I'll squish you. Little fox is running across the road. Does he not realize who I am? You got a big tractor trailer. Problem when there's like a little low fog across the road like this, you can't see what's on the road. And sometimes you can't see what side of the road you're on. That's not too bad tonight. I figured it'd be more fog considering how humid it was today. But there's stars out now, so it's not so bad. But guys, I gotta tell you, what a great night. What a great night. Vocal-wise, I have no problem with the power of my vocals on stage. Some guys, you can tell that they, again, I put a lot of time into this. It might not be super prevalent when you watch like a 3-song set, but if you see me play an entire night, yeah, you're going to see that I really clean up after the second or third song. But the thing is like I say, you're doing the sound check really quick. That's one nice thing about this guitar. It sound checks very quick. I don't have to adjust. It's just a passive pickup. Whatever you get, you get. Greg was the sound man tonight. He knows that board like the back of his hand. And Claire was the host. She always does a bang-up job. I like Claire a lot. She's a very, 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 she's a nice person. Great musician. And you can see her having the time of her life. She sang a song in French tonight. She did it because she's from Manitoba, right? So like they don't speak French in Manitoba. But she was so proud of herself. It took her so long to learn that song to play it for Saint Jean Baptiste Day that she did it tonight, and she did really well. And that's like something when you cross genres of music. Like for example, that TURISAS song, I would have loved to have yelled at the audience and finish. You know what I mean? Because it just would have been cool. They wouldn't have known what I was saying, but it wouldn't matter. It would still be cool, There was a guy tonight, he sang a song in was it Portuguese? Was it, like Spanish? It sounded more Spanish. I don't know what he was singing in, but it sounded really good, Just sounds so good. Isabel, that lady, she always sings she's Chilean, so she always sings a song, a couple of songs in Chilean and whatever. Yeah, what the heck happened to my... Hang on. I just hit it like a dew spot, like my window fogged up. And that's crazy. I use my wipers there. But either way, like tonight was just such a great night. Oh, such a great night. Talking to people. There was one guy. I was talking to that hippie girl. I can't remember what she said her name was. A cute lady, very cute lady, nice smile, whatever. And this guy, hippie kind of guy, got dreads or whatever. He goes, "When I heard you get up to play that Viking song," he says, he had it with him, but it was some sort of a Swedish instrument he had. And he's like, I says, I was going to get up and, go jam with you too. But then he says, I wouldn't have been able to keep up with that. He says, that was like completely maniac. It was fun. So everybody just has such a good time. Just enjoying life, just enjoying people. And I don't want to ever turn this channel into a political channel. Just for that very reason that, I really like the idea of people, seeing the brighter side of life, because no matter what I get capture on the video, it will never ever do it justice. Even if I play a spectacular song, it will never ever do it justice. You can't feel the music that we're feeling there. And that's the one thing, like when you feel the drums, you feel the bass, you feel the guitars, you can feel the vocals in your, going through you. it's beautiful. It's awesome. And that's why, like, guys, I know, kind of counterproductive for me to tell people to get away from their computers once in a while. But, yeah, do it. Just go out and socialize a little bit. I love socializing. Like, just always talking to new people. And after a while, you start making friends with people, and you get on first-name basis. And you get into some great conversations. You can talk about just about anything. And it seems like in these kind of settings, everybody just seems to become, instantaneous friends. Now, that said, if people, followed my other channel, would they like me? Probably not. It's like, whatever. But there, when, I use Irish rules when you're in a pub or a bar. No religion, no politics, right? And everybody gets along when you do that. And I think we need that sometimes. Just, yeah, there's enough problems in the world to worry about, but make sure sometimes you take in, we should, I believe what is Mark, he's always on the Greg Hunter show every now. Mark, anyway, religious guy, he says something that makes a lot of sense. And what he says is, we take in 90% bad news all day. You turn on the news, it's bad news. You turn on the TV, it's always bad news, depressing stuff, right? It's all you ever hear. And we only take in maybe about 10% good news. And then we wonder why everybody's all messed up. When we should do the other way around, we should take in 90% good stuff and only 10% bad stuff. I know it could be a bit hard, but for me, that's what my life is like, guys. I know, yeah, I do my fair share of complaining and whining on the other channel. And if you were to only listen to that, you would think I was a really downer of a person. But I got to tell you tonight, the last thing that was on my mind was, the nihilism or the bad stuff on the news at all. And you need that to get perspective again. Trust me, that little brunette's on my head right now. Like, I mean, wow, was she ever... Every time I see this girl, she's so pretty. I'm going to have to talk to her. Like, I just wish our ships would have crossed today. Just to say hello to her. Why? Just, I can't let a girl that pretty walk by me not say hello. I mean, I'd give it, we're catching each other, looking at each other and stuff like that, too. So, I mean, at that point, you have to say hello, But I'll eventually talk to her. But wow, just wow. Just, and then just talking, again, she wasn't the only pretty one in there, but boy, that one just kept turning my head, I swear to God. And I know she knew it too. So I was like, okay, flatter her a bit, catch the smile, catch that smile, it's just that smile. But they're just having a good time, Everybody looks good, everybody's feeling good. And then I get on stage and start yelling at everybody and putting on a good theatrical show. Something I've always said, and guys, if you're starting out as a musician, you're going to go to jam nights, you're going to book gigs, you're going to do all these things. When you're in your room, you are a musician first, okay? When you're in the studio, you are a recording musician first. When you're practicing with the band, you are a musician first. But when you are in front of people, you are an entertainer first. And that, your stage presence, can do so much. Like one of the guys, he always gets up, he always tends to play songs everybody knows, so he always gets a lot of hoot and holler. But he does it well. Brent, this guy's an interesting guy. He makes like wooden signs for a living. Like very, very interesting people in this place. This little town of Wakefield is a very creative, artsy-fartsy kind of town. It's very unique in that way. It's always been like that. It's a very old town. It's been around for, over 200 years, you know what I mean? Like, but some little critter just went across the road. You're lucky. Watch out. I'm going to flatten you. I got wheels on this thing, whatever little animal you were. I just started holding down my horn. That band there, those Shelby guys, the band's called the Shelbys. I guess there's a couple of brothers and whatever. And anyway, when I was leaving there, you guys probably heard me honking at them. I love that thing. But it is also, you can use this horn to ward off crazy animals that might jump out in front of you. I'm in Pinball Alley right here, so I got to slow her down a bit. What a great night. What a great night. Everybody was so good today. Like, what do I enjoy more, listening or playing? I don't know. I don't know sometimes. Obviously I love playing, don't get me wrong. sometimes it's just nice to take it in, you know. That African guy tonight, he was just blowing away all the different genres of music. He goes, what kind of music is this? I'm like, this country, new country. Oh, okay, yeah. And what's that? And, you know, there was Jimi Hendrix, guy playing Jimi Hendrix and playing Bob Dylan and Tom Petty. And then playing the, like he said, he'd never heard somebody play a harmonica live before. He was blown away by it. You know, playing the guitar and singing and playing the harmonica. He says, oh, this is so amazing. And to me, I'm just like watching this guy enjoy himself. And I'm just like, oh, what do you think of that? You know, how do you like it? And he's just like, buddy, this is the best. Like, and then the heavy metal and the people. It's like, look at that, the guy's headbanging. You know, the bass player, he had long hair. This younger guy, he's actually still got hair on his head, right? And his headbang. He's like, oh, look at that. The other guy on the dance floor just like going like a mosh pitting like a maniac. And all the girls, it's like, oh wow, it's just. But I enjoyed watching this guy have so much fun too. You know what I mean? And just everybody, you know. I asked there was an older lady there, like one of her grandsons was in that younger band, and I said, are you a proud grandma right now? She goes, oh yes. And I'm like, she said it's the first time she ever saw her grandson play live. And I'm like, that's a special moment for somebody, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, you can just see the look of the eye. It's like, okay, the mom's there, the sister's there, and the grandmother's there. Like, that's special, you know what I mean? And that was really good. Yeah, they were good guys. Those guys were good. They played so well. And then, of course, Dave gets up there, and he goes, for my birthday, he says, I got to jam with Green Day. Like, yeah, like him and his sister, Dave and Riley, they go on tour. They said they did it backwards. They toured in the fall. They toured the United States, the northern United States, and then in the winter they were touring southern Canada. It's like I said, you had it backwards. I said, you do. I said, yeah. He goes, oh yeah. He says the tour bus was like turning sideways on the road. He's like, oh yeah, you got the tour messed up. I said, yeah, you start in Canada, and go where the nice weather is down in the States, you know. But yeah. They go on tour every couple of months or whatever for like a month or two, and he goes, yeah. He says, what birthday? He goes, I get to jam with Green Day, and he goes, for my sister's 26th birthday, she gets to hear me. But he sang happy birthday to her and stuff like that. And that's got to be hard for a 26-year-old to have to work on her birthday. You know what I mean? And if you knew this girl, you see, like she's a complete. She's utter sunshine. She's always smiling. She's always polite. She's always nice. Just a really, really nice. You couldn't ask for a nicer person. You know, and those type of people, you know, like you really, really, you can tell they like their job. You know what I mean? If you had to be a bartender, this is the place you'd want to be a bartender. You know what I mean? Because that is a hard job. You know, like that I've worked in bars before. Stocking coolers, and I never was a bartender, but one off. You know, like I've worked in kitchens, and the guys and the girls working in the kitchen, serving the food. You know, yeah, that's a hard job. That is a nasty job to be in a slaving hot kitchen when it's 32 degrees out. You know what I mean? Like it's like 45 degrees in the kitchen. I'd pass out in that. You know what I mean? And I've done that before, so I know what they're going through, and they pull it off, and they do it with a smile. You know what I mean? Like that's, there we go. Clap for them. And then they got to put up with like hooligans like me screaming in the mic like a drunken Viking, which could be fun for them, but it could also be torture to them too. I don't know. Usually, one bartender tonight, he's like, good job, buddy, good job. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. This guy's a little different. I don't know if maybe he's the owner. I've only met the owner, like there's a husband and wife that own this, and I've only met the wife. I've never met the husband. So my hunch is that he's the other owner. Just by the way he conducts himself, he might be the owner because he does seem to run a lot of parts of the bar. So, but he could be just an employee too. I don't know. Like I just don't know. But all I gotta say is, what a fantastic night. I hope. I guess now that you know we're into July, I know I'm in peak season for the gigs, and I got to start knocking them out pretty soon, or else I'm going to miss the summer. But I'm okay if it doesn't happen, because it will happen. I will get gigs. My biggest problem is my finances. I know. But is to be able to span out a little further. So I am going to try the Cafe McVeigh, which is closer to here. Like if my PA was loud enough, I'd try there, and I would try Lake Ste. Marie, because it's only like 20 clicks out. It's half the distance I got, less than half the distance I went tonight. Problem is neither of these places have their own PA. That's why it's nice to play there. That guy Matt was out tonight. That Hungarian guy. He doesn't sing in Hungarian, or he's a rock and roll guy. He's really good. He's got good vocal. He's got power in his vocals. I've jammed with him. If you guys followed this channel for a little while, when I did the Gremlin stage loose jam or whatever, that one, the guy with the beard, he's really, really good. He usually plays along with he plays a lot of instruments. Tonight he was playing the bass, he was singing the guitar, he was doing a bunch of stuff tonight. Everybody's so talented in there. Greg was on the bass. There was a Gibson SG bass on there. Had to be from the 60s. It was a short scale bass, right? And it's just so good. I'm gonna wrap this one up because I'm a bit euphoric tonight. It's just like I want to go on. Like I can't wait to review the footage on it. It's going to be funny. I was trying to watch the audience as much as I could while I was doing the funny parts, and God, I hope they. It sounded pretty rowdy, but like I say, I can't hear past the monitors when I'm hooting and hollering like that. But, it's like people enjoy the performance, even if they don't care for the song. They're just like the Viking metal guy. Like, that's what I'm going to be known as in there, is the Viking metal guy. But I'll just say, tonight, I'll dedicate this one to Finland. I sit down there and two girls from Finland, one from Finland, one that was, her boyfriend was just in Finland. What are the odds? And then you got the guy who plays the SG-61, 2008 SG-61 reissue on stage tonight. And it was just everything tonight. And then, of course, the African guy was Douglas. His name is Douglas. I was sitting there and he goes, because he got there after I was off the stage. And he was like, he says, you're going to play Bruce Springsteen? He says, you should play the I'm on Fire song. I said, that's the song I did tonight. like everything was just so coincidental tonight. It was just one of those kind of like deja vus. We've been here before. You know what I mean? Even though we've never been here before. It was kind of like, it's just like everybody was on the same wavelength tonight. Did I mention the really cute brunette? Oh my God. I swear to God, I can't let that one go. I'm introducing myself to her next week there. See, also too, I was talking to another girl when she kept going by, so it's like, there's that, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so don't get me wrong, it's like, okay, I'm talking to Isabel. Isabel, she's a very lovely lady too, easy to look at. There's no doubt about that. She's married, so obviously, got to behave. But she's a really good musician too. And then the little hippie girl there, she was pretty fun, but. I think she was probably taken too, but it doesn't really matter. I just socialize with everybody, you know what I mean? And then, it's good. Claire had a grin from ear to ear tonight. You could tell she was really having a great time. She was having a great time being a host. She was really doing a good job being the host. She always does. She's a performer. She is a performer. When she plays, she plays a lot of originals and stuff, you could tell, she's playing it from the heart. You could tell she's in it to win it. You could tell, she takes her music much more serious than I do, and stuff like that. And it really inspires you to step up your game. You know what I mean? These two guys tonight playing the, Malagueña. These guys, they didn't miss a note. And I know that tune fairly well. And there's a ton of renditions of it. And some people could pull it off, but when you have the two guys going at the Malaguena, with, you know, finger style, both playing. The only problem is their guitars didn't project very loud tonight, so I think they were trying to get the mic in between them. I don't think they were plugged in, but epically stellar playing, well rehearsed. What do you say, you know? But when you see that, it's like, okay, that's hard to, you know, like, how do you upstage that? You can't. You can just, the only thing you can do is just go on stage and enjoy yourself. That's it. That's all you can do, because you don't know what, you know, one thing I love about this place is you don't know what's going to be on the stage next. I can't believe I can't think of his name, but the guy that played my Hornsteiner violin, the red violin, live there last year, he was there with his, but by the time he got there, it was like he couldn't get on there. But he was like, it's too bad I couldn't get on there. He says, whatever. But he says the worst part is he brought a guest that she was from wherever, from the States or something like that, and he was hoping to have her play. It was, I think the lady had a trumpet or a saxophone or whatever she had, and she wasn't able to get up on the stage. So it's, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you know, like last week would have been the week. You know what I mean? Like last week everybody was outside. This week hardly anybody was outside, which I expect everybody to be sitting outside. But I was so happy everybody was inside. Yeah, it's like the hooting and hollering. You know, it's like yeah. I hope I can hear the audience really well during the TURISAS song, because it's not like I can hear some people snickering and laughing and having a good time. They're like, oh, look at this. You know, like kind of, what's this fool doing? You know what I mean? And then, you know, it's like, you know, like when you introduce a song as the world's most dangerous Viking drinking song, you know it's going to go over well. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter if you're sloppy at that point. It's just, you're yelling at people anyway. I like yelling at people. It's funny. It works for me, you know. My goal is to get people yelling along. Now, when I do Home Grad and Beyond, I want to nail that one. I want that one to sound good. So I'm probably going to work on that one for a couple of weeks. Tonight, like again, like I said in the previous video, one of the things I wanted to do was play some, you know, new songs, but bring out some familiar songs. Yeah, I've played them live a million times, but one of the things that, you know, okay, you know, like years ago when I used to play the one-man band stuff too, all those songs, I never got to record them on because you know, GoPro didn't exist back then. YouTube wasn't really a thing back then, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't, I don't even think well, no, YouTube was on. I mean, yeah, because I used to play, I did a couple of shows at the Danforth Lake Hotel or whatever. And, but the thing is that, like now I want a record of the stuff I've done. Problem is I don't always play everything perfectly. And that I have to work on myself. Like that's me. At my level, there is no excuse for me to be sloppy. However, when somebody jumps on the stage, yeah, you got to expect that, you know, whatever. Again, to me, I love jamming too. It's just, you know, when it's unexpected, it's like, you don't know how it's going to go, but that's a part of a jam, you know? Because sometimes, and this will happen sometimes too, is like, no. Like the guy's like, you want me to stay? Do you want me to go? I'm like, oh, no, stay. You know, like, we'll see. I said, this one, it'll just be pretty straightforward. But the last one, I said, this is going to be kind of fast. You see, if you can follow, great. If not, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Well, I can't remember what I said to him, but that's what I was thinking. Anyway, so I was like, well, we'll see where it goes, you know? But sometimes you get somebody that's right on. I remember one night I met this drummer at a jam night, and this guy, everybody was playing, you know, really slow ballads and everything like that. And it was, you know, you could tell this guy was a rock drummer. And I got on there and I grabbed the guitar and he wouldn't let me get off the stage. He was just like, we started, you know, just belting out, like, it just seemed like every song I knew, he knew. And the bass player, he jumped up. He was like knocking over tables to get up there. And everybody had went up and I went up last. And we ended up playing 8 or 10 tunes. It just turned into a mini set, right? And it was epic. If I would have gotten that night recorded, you know, like that would have been epic. That would have been epic. So now it's like, yeah, never pass up the opportunity to jam with somebody. Ran into that guy there, the one that asked me a couple of weeks ago. Last week he played, he had a guest from China or Philippines or wherever she was from. And he played her some Canadiana songs. He played, what did he play? He did Elsa, what do you call it? The Elsa, Edmonds Fitzgerald and the Elsa Barrett, and he did that, and I forget what the other song was, but they were all 3 Canadian songs because he wanted to kind of give the girl a 3 Canadian, taste of Canadian culture, right? And he did it really well, and I was talking to him again tonight, and he was the guy that asked to play harmonica one night, but that was the night I was doing the TURISAS Rasputin song, which would have been too fast for the harmonica for sure. Would have been cool if he could pull it off. And then I did the Nightwish and the Evoluti song. So it would have been too fast for that. Tonight would have been cool to have him up there, but he got there really late, right? Whatever. But it's just that the people are so cool. I just love it. I just love it, guys. I hope, when you guys watch these, whatever, you can kind of get an idea of what's going on there and how it feels and everything like that. But I'll leave this night, I'll just leave it at this because I'll go on and on and on and on, and I'm tired now. It must be past 2 a.m. My dad's probably like, he's not home yet. You know what I mean? And he's got to work in the morning. I thank God I don't. But I'm glad I came out today. I was going to say, it's too hot. I'm not going to go tonight. Don't forget to live life. I'm glad I came out tonight. Everything was just, there's so much I could talk about and whatever. And my goal with these shows, these episodes, if any of you guys stay to the end of this, again, thank you. It's just to kind of inspire you guys to get out there and whatever. And for me, it's just, I love, this is how I empty my brain because I'm not going to be able to sleep probably till sun up. It's just, you get a thunderbolt through you when you do this. It just charges you up and makes life so good. But I'll leave it at that. So anyway, you guys have yourself a great night. And next week, like I say, I'm probably going to try the mandolin. Note to self, go say hi to that really cute brunette. Oh my God. I can't let that go. But anyway, there you go. So you guys have yourselves a great night. Make sure you smash that like button and that that subscribe button. And if you got an epic show that you want to link down below for yourselves, that something you've done, you're more than welcome to. I mean, that's the point of these channels, is to share, right? So yeah, if you thought you did an epic performance, link her down below. Go for it. All right, have yourselves a great night, eh?